Jesus, God with us. Grace and peace, everybody. Welcome to Sabbath School Study Group. This is part number 4 of our 5-part series. I'm Chris Bailey, and we're on the road here in Texas, and grateful that we have not just a God who is not a landlord, but he loves us. I could even say he's a love lord of sorts. He gave us Jesus, and Jesus is God with us. That's the good news of knowing Emmanuel. But let's go back to Exodus and try and get some foundation to this. But before we get to some foundation, I want to thank you again. You don't have to be watching this right now. You can be watching a lot of things, but you're here. Thank you. Subscribe to the channel, stick around, hit the like button, help others find the video. And yes, if you'd like for us to come to where you are, we don't just have to be in Texas. We can come to your place, your school, your church. Send us an email. It's in the description below. And so for right now, let's go to the Word. Unlike we've been doing for most of the series, we're going to go not to Exodus, but let's go to John. Let's go to John chapter 1. And to understand the power of Jesus being God with us, the Bible says in verse 14, and the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. And we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. Jesus is God with us. When we remember what happened in the Old Testament, in the sanctuary, how the Spirit of God dwelt amongst his people and he longed to be amongst his people, that was not enough. He even gave us Jesus. It's why I love 1 Timothy, because knowing what Jesus was, the Word made flesh amongst us. 1 Timothy chapter 3 verse 16 says, and without controversy, great is the mystery of godliness. What is that mystery? It's what we were just unpacking in John 1. God was manifested in the flesh, justified in the Spirit, and seen of angels, preached unto the Gentiles, believed on in the world, received up into glory. The truth of the gospel is that Jesus came to dwell amongst us. He didn't just throw out a lifeline. When you think about rescuing someone, it's easy to just throw out a lifeline and hopefully they'll catch it and you'll be able to pull them back in. But it's a whole nother level of care when someone actually gets in the water. When someone gets in the water, makes the effort to save, even at the sacrifice of themselves. That's the degree that Jesus went to. He doesn't just call out his name. He calls us out, and he calls on our name in order to find us and to bring us himself to himself. That's the beautiful thing about being a believer. Knowing that Jesus is God with us, that lifeline and that lifeguard. Look at what it says here in Isaiah chapter 8. And this is direct reference to his name. So there's no confusion and there's no doubt where it says in verse 8, and he shall pass through Judah. He shall overflow and go over. He shall reach even to the neck, and the stretching out of his wings shall fill the breadth of thy land. And here is his name, O Emmanuel, which means God with us. Skipping down to verse 10, take counsel together, and it shall come to naught. Speak the word, and it shall not stand. Because, or for, God is with us. That word being Emmanuel. Jesus is God with us. Now, I need you to think about this on a deeper level. We have to understand that if he's with us, what about in the valley of temptation? What about when I'm in a situation of stress? What if I'm in a traumatic context? Is Jesus still there? Is he still God with us? He's stretched out. Look at the different dimensions where he's talking about being amongst Judah. Not just the Lion of the tribe of Judah. He promises to dwell amongst Judah, amongst Israel, amongst his people, because it's the gift that God has given, who is not a landlord, but the Lord of love. I'm grateful that we've got the gift. And I just pray today that when temptation comes your way, we take the chance to unwrap that gift and overcome in his name.